So I'm Alison. I work for the Bristol region as a trainee sales executive. Before I worked for Taylor Wimpey, I worked for Nationwide Building Society as a service manager and a trainer, and I was just looking for a bit of a change, something that was going to motivate me more and something that I was able to progress further in and sort of take the next steps in a career. I actually lived down the road from a Taylor Wimpey development. I've always been interested in sort of the new build and housing market, so I popped in, sort of had a chat with the sales execs, learnt a bit about the role, had a look on the Taylor Wimpey website, sort of got a bit of history, and then realised that there was a position available for a sales exec, and that's when I decided to make an application. Yeah, application process was really easy. You could make an application based on the information online, submitted it to the regional office in Bristol to who is my sales manager. Was then invited to come in for a first interview with my sales manager. Having gone through that and sort of competency-based questions, I was then invited to a second interview with my sales director, and then was offered the job. When I first started, I spent the first 2 days with my sales director. He talked me again through the company, the history, sort of how they worked. I was also introduced to everybody in my regional office, each area, which I thought was really nice because it just made me feel more relaxed and comfortable and sort of welcomed into the company. I then started at a development in Bristol with an experienced sales exec who was then almost my mentor. So she sort of took me through my first couple of weeks. I was then introduced to my sales accreditation manual, which is training material which goes through every single stage of being a sales exec, build process, legal process, etc. And I then had various training events back at my office where we went through each stage, and then I also had a lot of support back in the office where I was able to put that into practice. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, thinking back to a year ago when I first started, I'm really confident with the role now, and I've actually been given my own development starting early 2013, which is just such a massive reward, and to achieve that in a year and feel confident with it, I'm really pleased about. It would just be nice to have a development to call my own, and hopefully in the future I'll now be able to perhaps take on a trainee myself and guide them through the process as to what I've just been through. Yeah, you have your independence in the sense that you are left to your own devices, you manage your own site, you're able to make your own decisions as to sort of what deals you can agree with the customer and how you manage the customer journey and the whole process of somebody buying a home. But on the other hand, training material, for example, the sales executive manual, I always have that to hand if I get stuck, so that's always there to support me. A sales manager, director or another sales exec is always on the end of the telephone if you need help. Well, my next step is obviously to open my own development, which already, as I said, is a really big step for me. I'm then hoping to take on a trainee of my own, so I can put them through what I kind of experienced. Eventually I would like to end up as perhaps an assistant manager or a sales manager, and as I said, help other people through what I've done. My sales director, for example, he's quite a good sort of idol because he started off as a sales exec and now he's a sales director, so he's a perfect example as to how someone can start off in the company and move their way up. Go for it, just go for it. I always recommend Taylor Wimpey. If there's ever a position that comes up, I'll be the first person to say it's a fantastic role, sort of shout about it really. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anybody.